Howard Gregory and Tony Price on rig number 3. The Yamaha TZ750 powered rig. But anything can happen on this Manfeild circuit. It's relatively narrow for sidecar rigs to get past. We saw Shivers and Halliday dominate here last year, but they haven't arrived this year. Let them get settled down into that first corner. Gregory and Price well placed already in second place. Fairly limited, even on a solo bike. There's not a great deal of room when you get out there, Peter Clifford, and one imagines it's compounded double with a sidecar Wynns.
Yes, it is. Certainly you've got a picture point to pass here, and at the moment it's Andrew Kippen and Ann Kippen who lead, but only by a very small margin, and using up a lot of the road for the big 4-stroke outfit.
There are the points to date. Kippen and Kippen with 62, Gregory and Price with 54, and Wynns and Dolph on 39. So the series certainly not over yet. Andrew and Ann Kippen as the leaders. They went extremely well at Wanganui. Price and Gregory had some problems. That's Wynns and Dolph coming around to take over from Gregory and Price. Still Kippen and Kippen leading.
Certainly they seem, the second place outfit seemed to have the speed advantage, didn't it? Number 97, the Wynns and Dolph crew.
That's labelled as a Haley Special FGC 1300, the big 4-stroke. Gregory and Price with the TZ750 powered unit.
Getting pretty lively there, trying to get the power on coming out of the corners.
Kippen and Kippen's rig is Kawasaki 1100 powered. So two big 4-strokes over 1000 cc against the 2-stroke at 750 cc. Should be a good match.
And Wynns and Dolph being able to get away while Gregory and Price are held up a little bit, trying for the inside line. They can't do it this time. You can see the sidecar wheel coming off the ground as the passenger just fails to exercise enough weight far enough out to keep it on the tarmac.
Just looking at the straight line speed, Gregory and Price starting to get it wound up toward the end of the little straight there.
Enough to put them into second place anyway, and they're chasing Wynns and Dolph hard now. Gregory and Price closing right up on braking at the end of the straight.
Brian Lawrence, while many of us regret the absence of the excellent crew of Shivers and Halliday, I think they might have been a little much for the competition this year. Last year they certainly dominated. The sidecar rigs don't appear to be going a lot quicker this year in lap times.
No, they certainly don't. We were quite surprised at the lap times, and I'm sure that the Shivers Halliday outfit would have certainly had the legs on the New Zealand-built outfits. They've got one of the new English-built LCR outfits, which is actually a rear-engine outfit, certainly superbly engineered, and these are the types that are winning all the World Championship Grand Prix. But I think New Zealand sidecar racing, it's in for a little bit of a shake-up. Some of the presentation of some of them is not that good, but the leading three that we've got out here at the moment, particularly the Howard Gregory Tony Price outfit, beautifully engineered. It was actually built by Peter Campbell in Sydney. He's an expatriate Aussie that's turned to be sidecar making into a business. He's a crippled chap and was a very, very good sidecar racer in his day. He was out here in New Zealand during the late 70s, and a very, very clever engineer as well as an exceptionally good rider.
Really close racing out front now as Gregory and Price look for the lead. They pulled right alongside Wynns and Dolph, matching them yard for yard down the back straight, looking for the inside line. Can't do it. Shut out, almost ran into the back of the outfit. That was a very close moment for the two crews there. Really exciting stuff out in front of the Europa Sidecar Series.
Wynns and Dolph and Gregory and Price, two of the more experienced crews out there, along with Kippen and Kippen, falling back just a little in third place now, but the battle is for first and second. Wynns and Dolph leading from Gregory and Price.
The sidecar passengers with their weight right over the back wheel to get the maximum grip and the drive through the corners. Then they swing across to hold the inside wheel as close to the ground as they can through the left-hander before climbing back across the rig for the next right. A lot of hard work through the infield at Manfeild for the passenger.
Of course, it's not just a simple case of a solo rider working out where his advantage is on the track with the bike that he's riding. This, of course, comes down to very much teamwork between the two, because the side chair passengers, Gregory and Price, go right past Wynns and Dolph. The side chair passenger can make all the difference in balancing, getting around the corner. There's Wynns and Dolph around.
They've spun the outfit quite harmlessly. That was a case of not quite enough weight on the back wheel there, as the rider was trying to brake and then get on the power.
A very lucky place to have a spin if you're going to. Going around, as Peter Clifford said, quite harmlessly, hitting nothing, but losing all advantage. Let's look at it again. Gregory and Price, having just got past them, going a little hard into that corner.
The passenger's got as far across as he can, right out on the inside, but as the back wheel starts to come round, there's nothing that they can do to hold it, and it just spins. And I think that Gregory and Price were fortunate that they were in front rather than chasing right on their tail as they had been right up until a few yards earlier.
If you have a look at the attitude of the front wheel through that spin, they didn't really even have enough chance to get opposite lock on. It went round so fast on them. Just the tail coming round to meet them. Luckily, no more sidecars close enough to them to cause a danger or to crash into them. So Gregory and Price with a fairly substantial lead now, having worked and battled with Wynns and Dolph. Wynns and Dolph off the circuit. So Kippen and Kippen back in second place, but quite a ways back from Gregory and Price. Gregory and Price starting to get up to the back markers now. This is where it gets difficult, getting past some of them. Relatively easy on that occasion. If you come into a corner right behind a back marker, the chances are pretty good that you're going to have to stay behind them until the exit of that corner.
Robert, certainly a different form of motorcycling that you're used to. Any inclinations to get yourself around Manfeild on one of these?
I've actually been for a ride around Manfeild a few times on a sidecar a couple of years ago. It's quite a scary experience actually being in the sidecar, actually being on the side. I think I'd much rather have a go at it. I had a speedway sidecar for a couple of seasons that I had a go at, and I really enjoyed that. I don't know if I'd actually like to take up road race sidecars. They look like they're a little bit too much out of shape for me quite a lot of the times.
A little more akin to rally driving perhaps than solo road racing. This is where the difficulty arises for Gregory and Price, losing a little bit in having to wait for back markers to get through corners. So Kippen and Kippen with a chance perhaps to catch up just a little, but the margin was fairly good. Gregory and Price, a relatively easy margin, now that Wynns and Dolph are out with that spin. As you can see, the Manfeild circuit having dried up very, very nicely indeed. An hour ago it was covered in water. It just disappeared very, very quickly. There's Kippen and Kippen, the series leaders overall. Second place will do them in this race. They'll still hold on to their lead. There's Wynns and Dolph having had another spin. Wonder if there's something awry with the rig. Seem to be going around with consummate ease.
It looks as though somebody else has got a bit of a problem. The outfit brewing in the middle of the track.
It's almost become a tradition now for the solo riders to complain about the oil that the sidecars leave around the track. And I think it's happened on enough occasions for them to be justified in complaining. But it seems now that it's almost become a tradition that the solo riders all walk around with long faces after a sidecar race saying, "I'll bet there's oil all over the track." The worst part of it is that the oil that they do occasionally leave tends to go right across racing lines.
Of course, that criticism not levelled particularly at the outfits like those are leading, apart from the fact that they're very well put together. That's a two-stroke number 3 in front, and it's the 4 strokes that tend to put rods through the cases and distribute their engine oil all over the circuit. But there's the second place battle, and the series leader Andrew and Anne Kippen keeping their end up really well there. But that's Jim Ashcroft and Fred Urbanowski. That's the second place battle between Ashcroft and Urbanowski and the two Kippens.
Meanwhile, Gregory and Price with a substantial lead and holding on to it as these two do battle. Kippen and Kippen being forced into third place.
And Kippin's got a bit of a problem there. Andrew Kippin's got a bit of a problem in that his visor's come adrift. The mounting on the left-hand side, but it doesn't seem to be slowing too much as he tries for the inside line. Gets it really wild there. To push back to the leaders, Gregory and Price.
On the last lap now, Gregory and Price coming around this time to get the checkered flag. Still excellent style and a beautifully prepared rig. Obviously more aerodynamically shaped than most of the other rigs, which are relying on straight horsepower. TZ750, of course, still a very, very fast unit in a solo bike. There were two of them here racing in Formula 1 yesterday. It goes very well in the sidecar rig. Gregory and Price down the back straight for the last time now, with almost the length of the straight. Second place and third. Ashcroft and Urbanowski still holding on to second place as they come down and take the checkered flag. Gregory and Price, the first sidecar race of the day. Here comes Kippen, and Kippen have gone up to second place. And Ashcroft and Urbanowski at the Kawasaki 1000 powered rig coming through in third place, having had that second place taken off them in the last lap by Kippen and Kippen. The series leaders who hold on to their series lead, Gregory and Price, were far enough behind them that that first place will only get them closer to Kippen and Kippen.